Alright, today we're going to talk about the Battle of Hastings. 1066. Son of a bitch.
All you gotta do is roll with it.
Battle of Hastings.
Battle of Hastings. Was that in Britain or something?
It was in Britain. October 14th.
Was that Vikings and shit?
Kind of. Yes, it was. It was the descendants of Vikings. However, the real Vikings were involved in an earlier battle, which we'll get into. This all started with the death of the English king, Edward the Confessor.
Wasn't he a two-faced shitbag?
He was a two-faced cocksucker, I gotta tell you, Joey.
Yeah, he was a shithead. What year was this?
This would be around the year 1066.
Right. I thought that was around the time.
But beginning with the death of the childless English king, Edward the Confessor. Two claimants to the throne, Harold Godwinson of England and William the Bastard of Normandy, were both promised equal claim by Edward the Confessor, a cousin of both.
That's shitty.
It was indeed shitty. He was a fucking cocksucker.
So when he died, they both thought they had claim.
Upon Edward's death, most of the clergy and noblemen of England declared Harold as an Englishman the King of England. William decides, I have an equal claim. This is mine.
Right.
He assembles his army and he waits at the English Channel. Weeks at a time he waits for the right moment to hit England. By the time of the summer raids of the Northmen, the Vikings, England was being attacked to the north by a large force led by Hardrada Fairhair.
Sounds like a Dane or a Saxon, or well, I mean not Saxon, a Dane or a.
His father was Harold Finehair, the first king of the Vikings to unite all of Norway.
Norwegian. Were the Danes Dutch?
No, Dutch is like the nice Germans. The Dutch people come from Amsterdam.
I remember they had the Dutch East India Trading Company. That was a pretty big thing.
They were the guys that started the slave trade, too.
Okay. I'm fine.
But, God damn it.
Alright, you were talking about the invasion. Guy in the north.
To the north of England was an attack led by Harold Hardrada Fairhair.
You told us that? Yeah. We're back on track.
Okay. He was the last great king of the Vikings.
The last?
The last.
So the last great king was around 1066?
Of the Vikings,
Hastings?
Yes. No, this is the Battle of Stamford.
Hold on, I thought we were talking about Hastings.
We have to get to Stamford to get to Hastings.
So was Hastings a battle after Stamford?
Yes, sir. Immediately after, almost.
Okay. Let's go through it.
Harold Godwinson, knowing his kingdom of England is attacked to the north, assembles men to go and attack. Somehow, by the grace of God, he repels the Viking invasion.
By the grace of God only.
By the grace of God only.
Not Woden or Odin.
That would have been the Vikings.
Exactly. Not by them for sure.
The Vikings were camped down. They had just woken up, probably from a night of drinking and partying. They were just waking up when they hear we're being attacked. The only way to the Vikings' camp was a narrow bridge covering the Stamford River.
Okay.
It is said that while the entire English army on this small bridge, where only 2 or 3 men at a time could get across, one lone Viking with an axe stood there and held his ground and held off the army to give the Vikings time to assemble and get on their armory and get off their ass.
What was his name?
They didn't give a name. Remember the victors write the fucking history books?
Yeah.
This all comes from the English
I'm sure
account.
he reclaimed his name before.
Oh, yeah.
Before he gave himself to death and to Valhalla.
Remember, this was written by the people who won the battle, and if they saw you lose in a way like that, they're like, dude, look, we won, but These 2 or 3 motherfuckers over here, they had some fucking balls.
Yeah.
The English wrote about this man. Okay. They said he was about 8 foot tall. Yeah, and he just stood there with an axe on that bridge. 2 or 3 guys that come across, whack, you're gone. 2 or 3 more come across, he hits them again.
Yeah. We don't have that javelins, my friend. Or high javelins.
Well, one man on the Stamford Bridge holds off the English army to give the Vikings time to mount a counterattack. Unfortunately, it's too little too late. The English overwhelm the Vikings, drive them back, and kill their king. A drought affair here.
So it's once again another battle pretty much based off of a fatal funnel.
Yep.
Something like Thermopylae at the pass.
Yeah.
Where they only had...
These guys knew this was the last stand. It was Vikings, but the Vikings probably knew at some point, look, we're outnumbered, but we ain't going to be bitches and back down. We're going to fucking fight you.
Right.
If you whoop our ass, you're going to earn it.
Well, I mean, they had that. If I don't know if they rushed the bridge and got outside the bridge, either way, there was a choke point.
Right.
Where only so many men could go down, so much equipment could go down.
It's a bridge like this. And look, all right, here's your bridge. I'm just going to clean this off.
Actually.
Yes, sir. It's your vodka. Your vodka is this lone Viking. Over here, all this shit's wide open. Mm-hmm. This is the sides of the river with the fucking bridge.
Yeah.
You got all these guys on the outside here.
Right.
They got only one way in on a narrow-ass bridge.
Yeah.
You got a dude here. In fact, we'll put his little pussy ass back here and put this motherfucker. You're sending in dudes.
Good, I can take my shot.
This side, 3 or 4 at a time. This big guy's just like, whatever. Chops 4 or 5 dudes down in one whack of that big ass axe.
4 or 5 is kind of far-fetched, my friend. That is lore.
2 or 3, I'm sure. At least.
That's better.
He may have fucked up 2 or 3 at a time. Either way, it's one big motherfucker with an axe funneling guys through. He's waiting right here. All this is a narrow pass.
It's a fatal funnel.
You can have all the men in the world back here. What they should have did?
They can only advance 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at a time. I don't know how big Stamford
Bridge is like a little tiny ass walk across bridge at the time.
What? So like maybe 2 or 3 guys?
Maybe.
Abreast?
Yeah. That's probably pretty safe estimate, like normal size bridge, 2 or 3 guys, like trying to do a mini shield wall.
Which, that would make sense for this one man holding it.
And this big motherfucker with an axe is just like, next.
Right.
What they should have done while they had this going, once the Vikings mobilized shield wall, because the English could still only come through this one way. If they would have hit shield wall here, here, and here, and as they come in and just close in on them, they would have had it. I like revisionist history a lot, too. I know it's a fucked up thing to think, but the Nazis, if they could have won World War II, that would have been bad. That'd be another cool thing, too, like revisionist history.
Oh, we can do World War II.
What if Patton survived?
Yeah, we both know World War II.
Oh, yes.
We could do that.
What if
We're still...
What if Patton survives?
We're talking about Hastings.
Oh, yes.
1066.
Battle of Hastings, 1066. Brief background. English King Edward the Confessor dies childish. Being the two-faced bitch he was, he promised his crown to 2 cousins. Harold Godwin of England.
We're already... oh, wait. We went over Stamford.
We did go over Stamford. Fuck. What the fuck are we? Because now we're completely derailed.
The beginning of Hastings. We finished Stamford.
We finished Stamford. Battle of Stamford Bridge. Harold's men get a surprise victory over the Vikings. As they go to camp out, a messenger arrives. My lord, to the the south you have been invaded by William the Bastard and the Normans. Harold has to give his men a forced march weeks at a time to get back to the south of England to repel the Normans. Upon reaching the south, he has found that William and the Normans have already constructed a shelter, a large fort upon the beach. They're well rested, well fed, ready to fight. After a day or two of skirmishes, the main army meets up October 14th, the year 1066. Harold and his survivors take a hilltop. All right. This would be the hill at the Battle of Hastings. The Normans,
I remember a hill,
are coming here, a little bit of cavalry, mostly infantry and archers. Up here, you got Harold with basically nothing but fucking infantry.
What are their numbers like? I mean, how evenly matched are they? Do you know?
Let's check it out. It's pretty close. I think the Normans, the French had, the Vikings had about 1,000. Yeah, 7,000 to 12,000.
Oh yeah, you spoke about that before. So almost twice their number.
No, they were evenly matched. The
12,000 to 7.
The French only had that was their estimated strength. The English had no more than 12,000 men. The Normans had about 13,000 at most. So it was only about. It wasn't. They were outnumbered, but not a great outnumber.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. It was kind of almost an even match.
It was pretty even.
Armies goes.
Right.
Numbers.
Right. There was probably slightly more Normans because, they hadn't been dealing with the Vikings and they were fresh and refreshed too.
Right.
They'd just been sitting there waiting. Hey, these guys are going to come fight us at some point, so fuck it, let's just chill for now.
Max.
They said when William first got off the ship, he fell.
Max!
Hey, quit licking your bungle.
Yeah.
William first gets off the ship, he falls. The Norman soldiers take this as a bad omen. William picks up handfuls of sand off the beach. He stands up. Do you see? I already hold my kingdom in my hands. Throws the dirt down and walks off. The Normans were so impressed with that, they're like, no, we got this.
Yeah. We're good.
Oh, yeah.
Did they end up winning?
They won. The Normans conquered England. They called him William the Bastard until he won that battle because he was illegitimate, William the Bastard.
Right.
After he conquered England, they called him William the Conqueror. For all the great crazy shit he did, they said he was a huge guy. He was like over 7 foot tall. They said he had a bow that was so strong, he was the only one that could string it.
Odysseus himself could not have pulled it.
They said he was the only guy that could string it and fire it, and they said he'd be on a full gallop on horseback, just.
It's wild because you remember Telemachus, and Odysseus, in the Odyssey, where
Telemachus was the son of Odysseus.
Yeah. Not good, man. All right.
Odysseus arrives home after 20 years at sea.
Yeah, 17 or 20, something like that.
Close to 20 years.
It's crazy because he comes disguised.
Odysseus is the only one that could figure out how to string the bow.
Yep. Well, it's not just figure out; it's just have the strength to and know how to do it. And he finally gets it. He shoots. They have a bunch of axes.
The axe heads. It was axe heads.
They had a ring though.
Yeah.
The axe heads had a ring. He shot them through the fucking circle. Each axe head was placed in such a way that it led a straight line, and
even then his wife wasn't sure it was him though. She's like, I don't know.
He was he was supposed to be a traveling bum.
he come in there disguised like just an old beggar.
Yeah, Athena, I believe, gave him the disguise.
Yeah.
It was very good. And Telemachus knew, but what was her name? What was his queen's name?
Eurypyle. Is that her?
No, I don't. Matt,
Penelope.
Get on with store.
do you know?
I don't know, but we should
This
go
is
back
important.
to... How?
I think it's,
The wife
I think
of
it's
Tel-
Penelope.
I mean the mother of Telemachus and the wife of Odysseus is pretty fucking important.
I mean, we're kind of getting off track, though. This is not...
No, we're
just
not.
about
This is
it.
all
Penelope. I knew it.
It was.
Yep.
Good job, my friend. All right, Penelope. Yeah, she wouldn't marry. Had all these suitors
She's
coming
like,
at
well,
her.
if you could string my husband's bow and shoot through 12 axe heads.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then guess what? The hobo, the man that shows up then.
I'd like to try. They're like, whatever, old man, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. Because most of them couldn't do it.
Yep.
He fucking does it.
What the fuck?
Does it. He might do that and does it.
And then he whips off at the skies, and him and his son kill every motherfucker in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They a couple of the servants barred the doors.
Well, yeah.
One or two servants helped, but they mostly,
had to know, though,
They
like,
kill like
yeah. I bet the minute he made that shot, they're like,
14.
oh shit, he's home.
20,
Yeah.
25. It's between like 15.
Him and his son, though, they pulled their shit. They're like, no, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Because remember, they were sitting there just like eating up all their food and drinking their shit and just
For a
partying
long time.
on their fucking dime.
For a long time. For
Yeah.
the years
Yeah.
that Odysseus was gone. When he got caught by Calypso and when all the other things happened with the Cyclops, with everything else. And then you got to think about the 9 or 10 year Trojan War in the Iliad.
Yep.
Odysseus was part of. So,
He was basically the leader of the fucking Navy during the
dude,
Trojan
he
War.
was gnarly as fuck.
He was he's the one that convinced.
Odysseus was one of the most. They say he was one of the wisest generals there at the Trojan War.
You remember who they sent him to convince to join the battle, right?
Achilles.
Yeah.
Man,
Achilles was basically like, no, fuck this. This ain't worth my time.
Yeah,
and Odysseus is like, look.
but
we
Odysseus
need
had enough.
Yeah.
He could
He
convince
respected
Achilles.
Odysseus enough that when Odysseus come and said, look, we need you, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was some
Are
good
we
shit.
done with Hastings?